Okay, so we will start with the Ethiopian realm today. And this realm is also known by the name Afro-tropical realm. There are two names. And it is known as an Ethiopian realm because Ethiopian civilization was very famous. And in Africa, Ethiopian civilization is a very old civilization. That is why African region has been named as Ethiopian realm because of that Ethiopian civilization. Here you can see the extent of different realms of the world. You have Nearctic realm is here, Neotropical is here, this Afrotropical, otherwise Ethiopian realm is here. You can also see that Palearctic, there is the largest realm in the world. Then followed by Oriental realm, otherwise known as Indo-Malayan realm, then Australian realm, then Antarctic and Oceania. These are two other realms which are not included in your syllabus, but still you can and you should have an idea about this Oceania realm as well as Antarctic realm. And today what we are discussing is the Afro-tropical or the Ethiopian realm. You can see that majority of African region, African continent is part of this realm. African continent plus the small island. What is the name of this island? This island is known as, last class I was discussing, I told you, even showed you some visual images of that island. What is the name of that island? It is Madagascar. Madagascar is that island. It's an old island. Then Madagascar. So regarding this island as well as most of the middle as well as southern portion of Africa is coming under the Afro-tropical or Ethiopian realm. So coming to the geographical limits, it includes Africa, Sahara Desert. Where is Sahara Desert? This portion of Africa, from this region to this region, it is Sahara Desert. This entire region is actually under the part of Sahara Desert. So about 1/3 of Africa is actually Sahara. I will show you it in another. So there is Sahara Desert, southern part of Arabia. Where is Arabia? This is Arabia. And this portion is a smaller portion of this Arabia is also coming under the Afro-tropical realm. And then whereas most of the Arabia, Saudi Arabia is actually part of Palearctic realm. Then Madagascar island. This is the Madagascar island. So these are the various regions which are coming under the Afro-tropical or Ethiopian realm. Then this is the map of Africa. You can see that Africa is a very large continent, but the population of Africa is not as high as the population of Asia. You can so many different countries are there, and this region. This is the Sahara Desert. I will show you in another. See, Sahara is a very large desert. Many countries are part of the Sahara Desert. See here, you can see that. So many countries are actually coming under even the Egypt, Sudan, and many countries are there. Here you can see that. So Sahara is a very large sea. Mauritania, Mali, Niger, Algeria, Libya, Egypt, Sudan, Chad, Ethiopia, then Eritrea. These are the various countries which are actually coming under the limit of Sahara Desert. So Sahara is a very large region of Africa. Then what is the peculiarity of Africa? It has a tropical climate. That is one of the important features of Africa. Ethiopian realm has a tropical climate. Here you can see that this is the equator. This one is the equator. This line is the equator. Okay. This line is the equator. This is the equator. This is the equator. This one or this one? I think this is the equator. Okay, this is the equator. So this is equator means 0 degrees 0 degree latitude. Then up to this region, this is the 23 degree. No, this is actually the 23 degree. This is the equator actually. and up to this region it is the tropical belt. So this is African, most of the African realm is actually coming under the tropical belt. So by tropical climate, you know that the temperature will be always about 20 degrees centigrade. That is one important, that is about 20 degrees centigrade means the climate will be very hot, and then there will be most of the time lot of rainfall will be there. One important peculiarity that you can see in African regions is that they have equatorial forest. This kind of very thick forests are present in Africa. Equatorial forest means forests which are present in the equatorial region. In Africa we have the equatorial forest. In Malaysia we can find equatorial forest, because these forests are very higher densely forested, and there will be a lot of heavy rainfall. And what normally what we are seeing in an equatorial forest is that during daytime it will be high temperature, and in the night time, and because of the high temperature in the morning, in the day, during the daytime there will be a lot of evaporation, and this evaporation will lead to lot of formation of rain clouds, and at night it will be heavy rain. So daytime means high temperature, night time means heavy rain. This is how the normal weather in an equatorial region. So if you go to the equatorial regions of Congo or other areas of African continent, you can find that most of these regions are highly densely forested. And another problem is that living there is also very difficult. Because of high temperature and high rainfall, people may not be, it is not easy for people to live there. And there will be all kinds of insects like mosquitoes, different types of mosquitoes and other kinds of smaller flies are there. And it is also the breeding ground of a lot of microorganisms. You know that most of the dangerous diseases are actually coming from Africa. They take the case of AIDS, Ebola. All these viruses are actually developed in Africa, because Africa has a good breeding ground of these kind of diseases because of the favorable, very suitable weather. So this is the problem of Africa. So mainly tropical climate is there. Then we can find that in Africa there are many major rivers are there. Nile is an important river. Congo river. See here all these rivers. See, this is a Nile. You see, Nile is actually starting from Mediterranean region. This is the Nile. And see how long this Nile is there. This is how it is reaching up to the Kenya. See, this is a way that is more than 1/3 of African continent is actually covered by Nile river. So it's a very long river. See, then another peculiarity you must understand that this is Egypt and this is Sudan. Now Egypt is a fertile area. The only reason why Egypt is a fertile area is because of this presence of Nile. If there is no water in Nile, Egypt will be a desert area. So only because of the presence of Nile that Egypt has been turned into a fertile as well as agricultural land. So that is why Egyptian civilization has developed. Because Nile is an important river, it was bringing fresh water, and this fresh water is mainly responsible for the development of agriculture along the coast of Nile. So another major river is the Congo river. Here you can see that this is the Congo river. So this is in the Congo region, that is why it is known as the Congo river. And what is shown in green are all forests. Dense forests are shown here in deep green color. So here you can say this is the Congo river, another very long river in the Africa. Then Niger. Niger is, here you can find, this is a Niger river. This river is known as a Niger river. See, there are many countries coming under that region, like Ghana is there, Nigeria is there, then Burkina Faso is there, then Sierra Leone is there, Guinea, smaller countries are there. All these countries are actually coming under this region. Then another river is a river Zambezi. River Zambezi is here. There is Zambezi. Where is it? There is a smaller river, Orange River, Sambesi, here. This is the Sambesi River. That is in the region of Kenya. So these are the major rivers. In addition to that, there are also the Orange River. Orange River is present in the region of South Africa. So these are the major river. One is Nile, another is Niger, another is Congo River, Sambesi River, then Orange River. These are the different types of rivers that you can find in the case of Africa, Ethiopian realm. Then evergreen forest in the equatorial region that we have already discussed. That is, if you take the equatorial parts, this is how the equatorial region. These deep green color. This belt is actually formed of this sort of forest, evergreen forest. And evergreen forests are present in the middle of African region or in the equatorial region of Africa. That is another peculiarity of African region. Then southern part is warm temperate with mixed vegetation. What is the meaning of the warm temperate? Here this area is a southern region and it has a temperate climate. Here you can find there is a lake here or sea here. This is known as a Mediterranean Sea. And one important peculiarity of the Mediterranean Sea is that here also you can find this is the Mediterranean Sea. Now, this Mediterranean Sea is actually having a warm water current. But because of the presence of this warm ocean current, that is, ocean waters are warm. Now they have some temperature, not cold. So because of the presence of this warm ocean current, all the regions around this Mediterranean Sea have a higher or warmer climate. And that is and they are other in the absence of this warm Mediterranean warm ocean current, they will be colder regions. So only factor that is keeping the temperature warm is the warm ocean current reaching the Mediterranean Sea. And because of that, all the countries along the Mediterranean Sea have a hot climate or a warm climate. Like Greece, if you go to Greece, the climate is very warm. But Greece is actually part of the Europe. So the climate in Mediterranean region is known as the Mediterranean climate. And if you look at the South Africa has a similar climate to the Mediterranean. That is why the Europeans have settled in South Africa. So if you go to the Europe, there are many parts in Africa, but only in southern portion of Africa, only in this portion of Africa, Europeans choose to see this is the Mediterranean. This region has a Mediterranean climate. And the reason is that their climate, the weather and climate in this South Africa is similar to the climate that you are seeing in Mediterranean region. So that is a peculiarity of the Mediterranean climate. So southern part is warm, temperate with a mixed vegetation. Now if you go to a temperate climate, you know what is that? Have you gone to this Munnar region or to this what is the Vagamon region? If you reach Vagamon region, you can see that the type of trees are completely different from the type of trees that we are finding here. In a Vagamon region, you are finding a lot of eucalyptus trees are there, pine trees are there, then other type of temperate trees are there. So the types of trees present in a temperate climate is completely different from the type of trees that we are finding in a tropical region. Tropical region normally have a broad-leaved trees. Broad, that is the leaves will be having a wider leaves. They are broad-leaved. Whereas a Mediterranean climate will be having a narrow leaves, like casuarina. Casuarina, they have a very needle-like leaves. So that is the peculiarity of the temperate climate. Temperate climate will be mostly having trees of the type narrow-leaved trees are there, and also a lot of gymnosperms are also there. Another peculiarity that we are finding in the Ethiopian realm is that there is extensive desert on the northern side. See, this is the Sahara desert. As I already told you that except the middle of Africa, this northern portion of Africa is completely formed of desert. Similarly, the southern portion of Africa is also desert. See the Namibia desert, in the so then Kalahari desert, and and also Sahara desert. And Sahara is a very large area, actually formed of desert. Now scientists are saying that now Sahara is a desert, but around millions of years back, Sahara was a forested region. And below the Sahara, there are a lot of fossil remains of ancient plants as well as ancient animals are also there. So Sahara is a forested region. That is here also you can find. This is a desert region. So Sahara desert is present in the northern side, and on its western side thick forests are present. Here this is the western side. All these regions which are green or partially green in color are actually forest region. So this is the equatorial region, and here in the Congo region we can find very dense forests are there. Whereas in these regions are also equatorial forests are there, and because of the presence of this Congo river, this is very highly dense forests are present here. And here also in the Great Rift Valley region you can find lot of forests. So in the middle of Africa what we are finding is mostly desert region. So extension, the middle of the western side we can find lot of forest region, and northern side we can find lot of desert. Rest of Africa shows greenland. See, you can find Sahara, you can find Kalahari desert, you can find Namibia desert. If you exclude this Sahara and Kalahari and Namibia desert, most other parts of Africa are actually green. So this middle of Africa are actually green in color, and it's completely favorable for the survival of human. So that is one big. Then mountain regions and grassy plains in eastern part. See this region has a lot of mountain. That is the eastern portion. Which are the countries coming in this eastern region? Do you have an idea? Just look at the map and try to find out what are the countries here. We have Tanzania is there. Then we have Kenya is there. Then Ethiopia is there. Somalia is there. Zambia is there. Then Zimbabwe. These are the countries which are present in the eastern side of Africa. So eastern side of Africa has very tall mountains are there. So in this eastern portion, very tall mountains are there. Do you know which is the highest peak in Africa? There is a song based on that peak. There is which one? It is just like Mount Everest. It is also known by a name. There is I think Tamil film. Yeah, Mount Kilimanjaro. Mount Kilimanjaro is the highest peak in Africa, and it is located in this region. See, now if you if you reach the top of Mount Kilimanjaro, it is actually not covered region. I think in that song it is shown. I will show you that also. So these are the important features of Africa. So mountain regions and grassy plains in the eastern part of Africa. Now let's go to some of the views of African region. If you I think this is a very how much time? 1 hour. You will see this one. And this video will show you some of the different regions of Africa. Beauty of Africa. Okay. ശബ്ദം വന്നില്ലേ? എന്തൊക്കെ കാണുമെന്ന് എനിക്കറിയില്ല, എന്നാലും നോക്കുക. ഞാൻ കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല. എന്നാലും കുറച്ച് ലാൻഡ്സ്കേപ്പ് ഒക്കെ കാണാം. എങ്ങനെയാണ് ആഫ്രിക്ക ഇരിക്കുന്നത്, അവിടെ എന്തെല്ലാം ആനിമൽസ് ഉണ്ട്, പ്ലാന്റ്സ് ഉണ്ട്. സാധാരണ ഇതിലൊന്നും മൊബൈലിൽ നിങ്ങൾ കാണൂല. ഇത്ര
ഇതാണ് സാവന്ന എന്ന് പറയുന്ന സ്ഥലമാണ്. ഗ്രാസ് ലാൻഡ്സ് ആണ്. അവിടെ ഇടയ്ക്കൊക്കെ മരങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ടാവും.
ഓക്കെ, ഒരു ഐഡിയ ഒക്കെ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. കാരണം ഇതുപോലെ ഒത്തിരി വീഡിയോസ് യൂട്യൂബിൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ചിലതിലൊക്കെ വെറുതെ ഇരിക്കുമ്പോൾ പോയി കണ്ടു നോക്കുക. അതെല്ലാം നമുക്കൊരു ഐഡിയ കിട്ടും. ഇങ്ങനെ നമ്മൾ പുസ്തകത്തിൽ നിന്ന് വായിക്കുന്നത് ലോകം മാത്രമല്ല, അതിനപ്പുറത്തേക്ക് കുറേ കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഉണ്ട്. അതുപോലെ തന്നെ ഈ യാത്ര ചെയ്യാൻ കിട്ടുന്ന അവസരങ്ങളൊക്കെ എപ്പോഴും നിങ്ങൾ യൂട്ടിലൈസ് ചെയ്യും. ഒരെണ്ണം കൂടി വേണമെങ്കിൽ കാണിക്കാം, നോക്കട്ടെ. ഇതാണ് അമീബ്. എത്ര മിനിറ്റ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന് നോക്കുക. ഒരു മണിക്കൂറൊക്കെ ഉള്ളതാണ്. ഒന്നും കണ്ടാൽ ശരിയാവില്ല. ആനിമൽസും ഉണ്ട്. ഇതെല്ലാം ഇതൊന്നും ക്ലാസ്സിൽ കാണിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. 5 മിനിറ്റ്സിൻ്റെ ഒക്കെ എനിക്ക് കാണിക്കാൻ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. ഷാർക്സ് ഫൗണ്ട് ഇൻ കേരള. അതുപോലെ നിങ്ങൾ എന്താണ്, നിങ്ങളിപ്പം മൊബൈലിലൊക്കെ നിങ്ങൾ കൈവശമുണ്ട്. എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ നല്ലത് കാണുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത് റെക്കോർഡ് ചെയ്യുക. അതുപോലെ അത് യൂട്യൂബിലോട്ട് അപ്ലോഡ് ചെയ്യുക. നിങ്ങൾക്കും ആർക്കെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ അത് പ്രയോജനം ചെയ്യും. നല്ല രീതിയിൽ എടുത്തു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അത് യൂസ്ഫുള്ളാണ്. ചിലപ്പോൾ ആരും കണ്ടില്ലെന്നിരിക്കും, അത് നമുക്ക് നോക്കേണ്ട കാര്യമില്ല. നമ്മൾ അങ്ങനെ എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ നമ്മൾക്ക് അതിന് ആ ഒരു സ്ഥലത്തെക്കുറിച്ച് നമ്മൾക്ക് പറയാറുണ്ട്. ജിയോഗ്രഫി ഓഫ് ആഫ്രിക്ക. അത് 10 മിനിറ്റ് ഉണ്ട്, അതൊന്നും സമയമില്ല കാണിക്കാനായിട്ട്. ജിയോഗ്രഫി ഓഫ് ആഫ്രിക്ക, നമ്മൾ ആഫ്രിക്ക ഡെസ്റ്റിനേഷൻ. അപ്പോൾ വീട്ടിലിരിക്കുന്ന സമയത്ത് ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഒന്ന് കണ്ടു നോക്കുക. അത് യൂസ്ഫുൾ ആയിരിക്കും. ഞാൻ എൻ്റെ ക്ലാസ്സിൻ്റെ ഒരെണ്ണം കാണിച്ചു തന്നല്ലോ ഒരു ദിവസം ഇല്ലേ? എൻ്റെ തന്നെ ക്ലാസ്സിൻ്റെ പഴയ ക്ലാസ്സുകളൊക്കെ ഞാൻ ഇതിനകത്ത് ഇട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്. നിങ്ങൾക്ക് ജിയോഗ്രഫിയുടെ ഒത്തിരി ക്ലാസ്സുകളുണ്ടെന്ന് തോന്നുന്നു അല്ലേ? ജിയോഗ്രഫിയുടെ ഇതിലോട്ട് പോയിട്ടുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ മിക്കവാറും എല്ലാ ക്ലാസ്സിൻ്റെയും കാണാൻ പറ്റും നിങ്ങൾക്ക്. പഴയ ക്ലാസ്സുകളുടെയൊക്കെയാണ്. അപ്പം നിങ്ങൾക്കത് കേൾക്കണമെന്ന് പിന്നീട് എപ്പോഴെങ്കിലും തോന്നുകയാണെങ്കിൽ അത് ഏതൊക്കെ പണ്ട് 1-2 വർഷമൊക്കെ മുമ്പ് എടുത്ത ക്ലാസ്സുകളാണ് എങ്കിലും പറയുന്ന കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ ഓൾമോസ്റ്റ് സെയിം തന്നെയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ അതിലൂടെയൊക്കെ വല്ലപ്പോഴൊക്കെ പോയി നോക്കുക. അതെല്ലാം ഇനി കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടിട്ട് പഠിക്കേണ്ട, വെറുതെ മൊബൈലിൽ കേട്ടാൽ മതിയല്ലോ. നിങ്ങൾ ഏതായാലും 24 മണിക്കൂറും ചെവിയിൽ ഹെഡ്ഫോണോ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഇത് വെച്ചിട്ടുണ്ടാവും. സാധനമാണ് എയർ ഡോപ്സ്. അങ്ങനെയല്ലേ? വിത്തൗട്ട് എയർ ഡോപ്സ് നോ ലൈഫ് എന്നാണ് ഇല്ലേ? അങ്ങനെയാണ്. എന്നാലും പിന്നെ ഒരു സ്റ്റൈലിനൊക്കെ പറയാൻ ഞങ്ങൾ അങ്ങനെ അല്ലെന്ന്. എത്ര സമയം കാണും? ഒരു 8-10 മണിക്കൂർ ഒരു ദിവസം നിങ്ങൾ മൊബൈലിലല്ലേ? അപ്പൊ പിന്നെ ഓക്കെ. പിന്നെ ഇത്രേ ഉള്ളൂ ഇന്നത്തെ. ബാക്കിയുള്ളത് അടുത്ത. ഈ ഉറങ്ങുന്നവരൊക്കെ എന്താ എഴുന്നേക്കാതെ? എന്താണ് അവരെഴുന്നേറ്റിട്ടില്ല. ഇപ്പോൾ അടുത്ത ക്ലാസ്സിൽ ഞാൻ നോട്ട് തരാം.